City boy, city boy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video. And today I want to go ahead and talk about the absence, or what feels like the absence, of diabolical heels and good baby faces, okay? We are, like, I made a video a little while ago, all right, called Why No One Is Getting Over in Triple H's Era, or something to that effect, okay? Part of the reason, all right, I wanted to kind of expand on this is something that we saw on Monday night, all right? So for WrestleMania, at this point, we have two matches that we know for sure are going to be three faces in the ring together. All right, one face group is fighting over a championship, and that's good. But the other face group is fighting over what? Pride, ego, Paul Heyman's butt. Like, that's what they're fighting over. Okay? And in pro wrestling, this is something that should almost never happen. But this is what we see a lot in Triple H's era. We get a lot of face versus face matches. We get a lot of heel versus heel matches. Okay? And I don't understand what it is that Triple H is not connecting with as far as how we're supposed to tell a good story when it's two good guys going at each other or two bad guys going at each other. If it's two good guys going at each other, you're going to split the audience between both good guys. Both good guys are going to have the audience wanting to be on their side, but they're not going to necessarily root against the other guy. Or if there's a face that's a bigger face, right, a much more popular face than another face, then that less popular face is going to be more negatively affected by them facing the more popular face. There's a reason why Triple H doesn't want to put Cody Rhodes in a face versus face match with somebody like LA Knight, right? Because Triple H knows. He knows that LA Knight would smoke Cody on the mic, all right? He would smoke Cody in the ring, and he would smoke Cody as far as audience reaction, because the people are actually organically LA Knight is actually organically over, I should say, right? While Cody Rhodes is a manufactured superstar. All right, he's not an actual superstar who got over on his own. All right, and when we come to these matches that we have with like Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk, we saw this in full effect on Monday night. So you had Roman Reigns fighting or coming out and pulling Seth Rollins out of the ring. Seth, who is a face, right? He is a face, but for some reason they have him going up against or still being angry and upset with Roman Reigns. I won't say for some reason. We know what the reason is. But if you're going to bring this story beat along, then you have to make somebody in this the heel. And the only way that this works is by one of the baby faces acting more heelish, and that's what Seth Rollins is doing. So even though he's a face and he should be doing face things, good guy things, he's acting more heelish in order to make this this promo, this match, or these promos and these matches work, because that's what he has to. There has to be some kind of dynamic to go off of, and you have the audience out here doing the sing-along to Seth Rollins music, right? And then as soon as they get in the ring, they're chanting for CM Punk, right? Or when Seth Rollins is out doing a promo, and he's out there and the people start chanting for CM Punk, that's something that you like. That's something that you want your heel to internalize. All right, that's something that you want your heel to internalize and to turn back onto the audience. As another face, what the audience is telling you is that we want CM Punk more than we want you right now. That's what the audience is communicating, right? And then you have Roman Reigns come out, fucking spear both of them. You know what I'm saying? Superman punch, stomp, just straight up destroy these other two faces. And now the audience is chanting OTC, OTC. So now you've damaged two baby faces for the price of one, right? And nobody in this dynamic is a heel. And even in that regard, I mean, if you really think about it, Roman Reigns is still a heel because he's done nothing to actually turn himself into a babyface. Like, yeah, he teamed up with the Usos and Sami Zayn again, but never apologized for the shit that he did. So, in my mind, he's still a heel. But in the audience's mind, when they're, at least in the live audience's mind, he's being presented as a face. And this doesn't make sense to me. This does not, and it definitely doesn't make sense to me if he's going out there and straight up demolishing two of the top faces in the company. He's still a heel. He's still a heel. But we're treating him like a babyface. That's not making sense to me. And then on top of that, you have the whole Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky situation, which was an even worse in my opinion, because you have these three face women, and Rhea Ripley right now is being made to look like an absolute dumbass, an absolute jackass. All right, she just turned babyface this year after being heel for the last 3-4 years or so at that she's been on Judgment Day, and now all of a sudden she's babyface. But in order for her to make this match with Bianca and Io work, she has to act heelish. So this is damaging her character because she has to be a complete abject dumbass, almost acting like a cocky, arrogant heel again, just so she can be able to wiggle her way into a match with Bianca and Io Sky, just for this shit to work. This is all because Triple H doesn't know what to do with all these baby faces. Triple H has turned damn near everybody face over the last couple of years, and we've only had a couple of people turn heel. I mean, yeah, we got John Cena now as a top heel to feud with fucking Cody Rhodes, but besides John Cena and Gunther, right, those would be the only really like heels that are in like main event level picture. Okay, Kevin Owens is not a main eventer. I'm not taking that from nobody. Okay, like, yeah, he turned heel so that way he could have that feud with Cody Rhodes, but that's legitimately because everybody is a face now. There are no top diabolical heels. All the heels on the roster are abject losers. Everybody from Drew McIntyre all the way down to Pete Dunne is a fucking loser. All they do is lose matches every single week, and it's like without fail, all Triple H does is have the baby faces go over, and it doesn't even help the baby faces like you would think it would, because the baby faces are in the ring and they're going 50-50 with all the heels. Babyface is going 50-50 with all the heels, so nobody is actually getting over. Because if you're going to have the babyface go over a heel, then you want to have the babyface just beat the dog shit out of the heel. Do a little squash match or whatever, and then have it be like that. And it's the same thing vice versa, right? When a heel even wins against a babyface, it's through a 50-50 slugfest, 50-50, 15, 20, 30-minute match, and at the end of it, nobody gets over. And then Triple H wonders, well, I guess they just aren't over because, the audience just isn't connecting. Like, no, that's not what it is. He's not booking people properly to actually get them over and using their heel face dynamic in order to actually tell stories. We have storylines that legitimately don't make sense because they're not using this dynamic anymore. We can't cheer for two baby faces at the same time. The audience will split down the middle. And then once they go 50-50 back and forth, nobody gets even more over, and whoever loses they are more negatively impacted than if they would have lost to a heel. And same, like I said, same thing vice versa, because if you have two heels going at it, right? If you have two heels going at it and then one goes under, then the second heel that, or the heel that lost, that heel is now, they're made to look like a bitch, no matter if you went 50-50 in the match. They're made to look like a bitch because they just lost to this bigger heel, this better heel, right? Quote unquote. So it doesn't matter if you go go for a best out of 3 or anything like that, because these heels are not even supposed to be going at each other. It's not like, it's okay if heels don't like each other. I mean, heels are bad guys, so I don't expect them to be buddy with each other. But what I do expect is that they have what would be a common goal, which would be to bring down the baby faces of the company. I am of the belief that there should always be more heels than there are baby faces in the company, because the baby faces need multiple heels, right? Multiple heels to go through in order to build themselves and become better. So when you have this dynamic like we have now, where pretty much all the people in the title picture, or at least in the main event picture, I should say, they're all baby faces pretty much. Cody Rhodes, fucking Seth Rollins, CM Punk, fucking Jey Uso, even though he's really a fucking mid-carder, but he's technically in the main event picture now because he's going to be fighting Gunther here pretty soon. And he made his name main event Jey Uso, which could only mean that he's a fucking mid-carder, right? But this is one of those things. This is just one of those problems that comes with this like, and honestly, I blame it on quite a few things. I mean, it's really just the culture as what it is now. This culture likes to root for heels, and the way that Triple H is trying to remedy that situation is by making baby faces act heelish against each other, and making the heels just burying the heels completely, so that he can manufacture some steam behind the baby faces in the company. And there's way more baby faces in the company than there are heels. That's always going to be a bad thing. The hero should be one of one in a story, right? Or you have a group of heroes, but they're going up against an army, right? Like, that's always like been the story of how you create a hero or a babyface that actually gets over and that the audience can actually connect to. Because if the babyfaces are gonna outdo the heels, they're gonna outnumber the heels, right? Then what is there to cheer for the babyfaces for? They're just better. They're just more over, right? That's just what it is. So that's just one of those things. I wanted to get this off of my chest because I've been thinking of, and this really pissed me off when I watched Monday Night Raw, because I'm sitting here like, and even in weeks prior, like when we get fucking Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria 2 times, right? But then we bury the heel, Ivy Nile, under them both. Ivy Nile gets buried under both baby faces, and Ivy Nile is just now she's really just a fucking loser, and she's most likely going to lose against Dakota Kai again this next upcoming week, because I mean, why would she win at this point? Like, what has she done to prove that she can win anything at this point? If she does win, it would just be even more shit booking on Triple H's part. So, yeah, like I said, that's what I wanted to get off my chest for today. Make sure y'all like and subscribe if y'all want to hear some more. Check out my memberships as well if y'all want to support the channel in another way. All right, and this has been your boy, Nate the Great, back with another video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.